how are you?
Hi, how's it
Hi,
going?
Charity. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm okay. What do you do? What's happening?
I'm looking for garlic right now. Yeah, I know. Cameron just actually had to run off to the washroom really quick. But yeah, so that's us right now. That's fine.
Well, that's good. Can I play a quick clip of your friend Smith Wetset off your Facebook?
Yes, by all means.
Let me do that, okay? And then we'll continue our discussion.
Get across this bridge before our car comes. Shit. It's not the safest leg of the run, but I can cross again. Love you, Crystal. Love you, Francis. Love you, Delphine. Cecilia. Colton. You're on my minds today.
But I see you have there's a lot of support out here for
Yes.
for this. So what was did Smith, is he doing it on his own or is part of this, or do you have
we have there's quite a few walkers out there. We actually came across a group MMIPA's runners, and they were coming from St. John's going to British Columbia, so they were coming from Newfoundland. We crossed them. We've also crossed another and they were doing it for Mother Earth. There's another family, the Boys family, and they're walking for missing and murdered Indigenous men, boys, and Two Spirits, as well as for health injustices within the healthcare system, which is a big one for all of us. Like I remember I mentioned before, like how I'm scared to go into hospitals and stuff by myself. And there's some things with that, like I'm really happy they're doing that because I have a lot of stories about that I just ain't ready to talk about. Like I don't know if you picked up on that day when we were having a conversation, that there was something that I wanted to say, but there's no way I can talk about it yet just because it's too painful still.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's always hopefully time and distance will heal. What did you do to your, okay, well, first of all, let's just say you're walking across Canada in support of murdered and missing Indigenous people, which includes women, children, and men.
Yes.
And I actually ran into a story from a friend of mine out of Kamloops too. They're looking for her right
now. Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm glad you're able to supply some publicity for this, and I'm glad you're able to talk to us about this serious issue, and hopefully, and it affects both Canadians and Americans, and I'm going to say other Indigenous people throughout the colonies. I would say to my friend Lane, maybe we picked the wrong colony to go to. What did you do to your truck? That looks phenomenal.
Oh, okay. So, babe, do you want to pack him over? I'm really clumsy. I don't want to pack him over.
Where do you get internet out in the boonies? You're out in the boonies?
We're at a provincial park. Parks Ontario has graciously offered us free campsites along the way. They heard about what we're doing. We have the poster that you've seen, and our friend in the military base there, our community member from Seike, he set up a Facebook group for us. So things have really been picking up for us quite a bit, actually.
Wow. Look, this is decked out.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen the Thunder Bay news article. So
bring your phone, babe.
We did get the. Oh, sorry.
I'll get the link to that and put it in the show notes here. No, I haven't yet. So,
I'm the deputy grand chief of the Northern Tribes in Ontario. She actually came out and walked with us, and she set up ceremony for us as well.
Right.
Yeah, they drummed, they sang. It was amazing. So we did get our Thunder Bay news article, our Ontario news article.
Okay.
and radio interview as well. Yeah, actually it's been going pretty good. And for me it's been really amazing because, you know, coming from where I was a year ago, this is a big change for me.
So would you say this is a spiritual awareness for yourselves too as well? Or you're
Yes.
just pleasantly
Yeah.
surprised at the reaction is
Well, just because, like I said, I thought the story that my story about my son's father, I thought that was like the experiences he was having was super unique, and it's really not. Like that's the sad part about it, is it's not. You get the same story as you cross the province, and we're also it is spiritually awakening for us as well, right? Because this is something you can't really do this. You can't honor your missing and murdered unless you're walking the red road, right?
right.
Like it just seems unethical to us. And my husband's been sober for 12 years. I'm under a year sober. So for me, it was just like, I can't drink until I'm done this, right? That's the thing. And yeah, so yes, it's definitely been spiritually awakening, because a lot of the times before, when I wanted to deal with stuff like that, or I wanted to avoid dealing with feelings, I would go and have a glass of wine or go hang out with the girls, you know, go chill out or do something. And it's like, just go dancing, forget about it kind of deal, right? And push it to the back of your mind. So sobriety it's tough. Like you can't just push things to the back of your mind. You have to deal with it, and you can't numb that pain with anything.
Yeah, there's something about carrying baggage from the past though, but you have to deal with it in order to close that suitcase of baggage and let it go, right? So I understand that. I'm a wise old man. Old is the premise there. Okay, so when we left you, so it's been 2 weeks since we had you on. Sorry, I was up north myself, and you were.
Oh, wow, it's been 2 weeks, eh?
Yeah, it has been. I missed you guys. It's been Manitoba, and then you were coming into Ontario. Where are you now?
We are at White Lake, Ontario right now.
What lake?
What? White Lake.
Okay. Well, it looks like a nice lake. Good trees, good camping, is it too as well?
Yeah, lots of mosquitoes.
Yeah. We thought mosquitoes were going to be bad in Manitoba, and
no, they're really bad here.
Yeah.
They really love me.
They love Cameron. I love that he likes sweet Sobe here.
Oh, okay. So where's your next stop after this? Do you know?
Wawa. I think Wawa is the next big town. White Lake is just up the road. Or Jack Lake, is it? I can't remember what. Someone said Winnie the Pooh.
I think said Winnie the Pooh is White River. Yeah, I think it was White River. I seen Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
where Winnie the Pooh originated.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh originated from there, I guess, and so that's 45 kilometers from here, I think, or from where we left off.
Right.
Did you mention that we have to go back a bit?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, yeah. So we have to, because it was getting late, and I wanted to keep going, but
we always need to cook and set up camp. Sorry,
yeah,
I was just throwing
my wife
on.
my wife chases me in the truck.
Yeah. So we always have to cook and set up camp, and it's nice. It's a lot nicer picking a spot to pitch the tent and put the tarp up and all that when it's not pitch black.
So we got a question from the audience. They're wondering, how are your feet and bodies holding up under the stress?
It's
my feet, they're good. It's my quads that are really taking a toll, because after the past couple of days I've been taking a lot of the load, because my wife has an ear infection.
I have a bit of an ear infection. So mosquitoes are chewing me alive right now.
So I did over 32 and a half kilometers today, and yesterday How much did I do yesterday? I did a lot of the load yesterday as well. I think.
Yeah. And yesterday was a short day for us though too. So that
Yeah.
was nice. Went into the
I'm
I
really
just
feeling
inhaled.
I'm really
Oh, shoot.
feeling bad for you guys getting eaten up by those mosquitoes out there.
Yeah, we're trying everything.
I
Like
just
we
inhaled
got
one.
we got this thing here. Thermocell, it's not really working right now, but hopefully it works soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, as soon as the mosquitoes know that there's a thermocell there, they'll
Yeah.
back away for sure. Isn't that how it works?
It went right to the back of my throat.
Oh,
There's no spitting that one out.
oh, geez, Willikers. Sorry to hear. And for people, I hope you've been following Facebook for Charity and MMIW Facebook page. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience in the last 2 weeks? You met some amazing people and on the road, and you've been posting videos and pictures, and I just love it. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
So Cameron's actually got his TikTok. He's doing lives on there. Everybody seems to really love to see his reaction to what
Well,
I
Camera is a good-looking man, you know, and
yeah.
About that, there were some girls tonight honking and hollering at me, and as they went by, I'm like, "Don't yell at me, or don't scream at me. I'm married."
Go like this.
That's right. Look, a man who's not lazy off the couch, right?
That's right.
But you've been meeting some amazing people.
Yes.
Is there a story that jumps to mind that you really want to express?
One made Thunder Bay was everybody was telling us how bad it was, and I don't think we really understood like the severity. Like even you mentioned it when we first had the first podcast, right?
Right.
But because we're pretty small town kids, it's been we haven't really we weren't really exposed to what was going on there. So when we did get close, we had more than one person tell us to check out the podcast, or like, you know, how they have it on Crave. Return to Thunder Bay was the podcast though.
Yes. Yeah.
And I didn't even make it through the second episode. It was just so disheartening. Like we had to take a break.
Yeah.
And it's like it's really sad that this is the only place that these youth get to go to school, and that this is an issue, like that they're just showing up in rivers. And there was more than one person that we met there that are either reached out to us via social media or by just talking to us, that had a personal story, and we got invited to the powwow there. We actually had an outpour of support even before we reached Thunder Bay, which was amazing. And like the deputy grand chief contacted us, and that was like, I was like, we're just two little kids from way up north in BC, right? So we were completely honored to have her contact us directly and get us all set up for some days off. And they invited us to the powwow as well. So we got they done the honor song for us, and they done
the honor song.
ceremony. Yeah, a blanket ceremony as well. And the honor song was amazing. The elder said it came to him in a dream.
Really?
Yeah, so they like right in the middle of the powwow at the Indigenous Days. That is not working.
Yeah. No,
yeah, but right in the middle of so it was really amazing. And we even had one of the ladies from the First Nation Health Authority reach out. She was checking on us like every day. She came and grabbed our blankets and washed them, and
oh wow.
they done a big ceremony for us at the Terry Fox Monument.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had elders there, drummers, the RCMP. They had a big breakfast for us. Like, it was just absolutely amazing. Like, just to have that kind of outpour of support was like humbling, right? Because we've never been in contact with anybody over here other than people that stop and talk to us.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was really similar to Winnipeg, except for Winnipeg, everybody was pretty busy, right? But we did get invited to the, what do you call that? The their first annual Arrowhead games. But yeah, no, like it was just
that's when we talked to you. in that
Yes.
little conference room. Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was
And then
really
you
nice.
went and watched hockey. So,
A little bit of hockey then.
Yeah, we had to get back to Grudge.
Yeah.
oh, okay. So we've got a bit of a theme running the last couple of weeks, and I wonder if it's partly with like the Thunder Bay series that's on TV or streaming is so Kelly from Nebraska was talking about poverty and about she's more eloquent than I am on the subject about food and stuff like that, shortages and stuff. Knowing some people in Prince George who are related to this problem and Thunder Bay, I would say poverty, not being able to have a roof over your head or have a job or getting tweaked out on the fentanyl that's out there. We were talking about that now
Mhm.
is really because a lot of these people, like in Edmonton, where I am, a lot of the homeless seem like young, really young, like
Yeah.
they've got no purpose. Sorry, I would like to think there's no reason why they should be homeless. So
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
So
my
sorry, go ahead. I don't know if you can run.
So I
with that.
think this, yeah, I know I could run with that. This is another encounter that really sticks out to us too, is this Spanish couple. And this really all ties back into the continuing genocide, right? Like this ongoing genocide of the indigenous populations, um, and that all always ties back to residential school. So when you think about it, I know you done the residential school podcast with my aunt Diane.
Yes. Yeah, it was
Yes,
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you think about it, that's generations of parents that didn't get to parent, generations of children that didn't have parents.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that right there creates some residual trauma, not to mention all of the abuse that was experienced by the residential school survivors,
Right.
stuff like that, right? So there's all this residual trauma that is undealt with, right? And then, like I went to said earlier, the coping mechanisms, right?
Mhm.
There's
Right.
a lot of poor coping mechanisms that came out of that.
Right.
And it all goes back to that. Like there was like you have a whole couple generations there, a family that didn't do they didn't know how to tell their kids they love them because they never heard it growing up in residential school. You know,
Mhm.
if they were
Mhm.
lucky when they came back, their parents were alive. And if they weren't, then their parents weren't, or their parents would be trying to cope with drinking and alcoholism and stuff like that. Then you also have the big 60 scoop generation as well. Can you add more water to that frying pan?
Yeah.
I don't want to burn our dinner. But
Is it macaroni and cheese?
it is sausage and sweet potato.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some brat roast.
Yeah.
But
You know,
so
just to talk about that, I don't want to cut you off. I just want to reemphasize that that's exactly what like your aunt and I were talking about was this generation of people who don't know their culture, don't know because they were taken young and then trying to get the Indian out of them, I think was the term at the time. I know, not politically correct, but
it was what it was though.
Yeah, that's true. And then you have a whole swath of people who can't even, much less look after. So there was one in that series that Diana and I were talking about, and was they're young, they get taken away, then when they're 15, they go back and they have no association with the tribe or with the home or with their own family because they've been living a different life, right? And
Yes.
and the language is gone because you weren't allowed to speak it. And yeah, it doesn't bode well for future generations.
No, and it's like I know some people are like this, you know, it's said and done, like if you guys got the reconciliation going, but no, it's an ongoing thing. Like this is how do you call it? It's generational trauma that people are living right now, and there's the lack of coping mechanisms that they didn't know how to run to a parent because they weren't allowed running to a nun or anything. They had to self-soothe in residential school. And I remember specifically, the first time I went to camp to take a camp job. My son was about 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And he was staying home with my mom and my stepdad. And my stepdad's he was a residential school survivor, right?
Okay.
And he called me at camp and he's like, you get back right now. And when I came back and I was like, what's going on? And I've never seen him cry before in my life. Like my dad was pretty stoic, my stepdad. And he cried and he said, he's like, I can't stand hearing him cry like that. It's all you'd hear at school. Nobody would ever come for us. Nobody would ever come for us. And he just said, you don't leave him. He's not ready for that. And it was the trauma that my dad went through when he was a child. He was taken at 5 years old and he wasn't returned until he was 15.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was 15, he actually got drafted to go to the NHL, and he declined that because he would rather be home with his parents because he hasn't seen them for 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite the story. Has he dealt with that since, or is it still a trauma? I don't know. Like people deal with things in a different way.
He's actually a leader in our community for a really long time.
Right.
But it took a long time for him to be able to tell me he loved me. Like him and my mom got married when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And I was a bratty little kid to begin with, and then finally I accepted him. And I was like, when my son was born, he was there all the time, and I had the most amazing stepdad. And
right on.
and I would tell him all the time, "Love you, Dad." Yeah.
Excellent. We've got a question from the audience, and I hate to segue away from what we were talking about, but what advice would you have for people who wanted to do their own walk across wherever they lived, across the United States, Canada, Europe? I mean, there's a whole bunch of places where
if you're doing it for a cause, like if you're doing it for a cause, first of all, be ethical about it. Like if you're doing it for a cause, make sure it's not some kind of party across the country. The other thing is, if you have stuff in your past and maybe you shouldn't be walking for certain things, because we've encountered that already. We've encountered somebody that was walking when they had clear court documents indicating they shouldn't be walking for that cause, right?
Oh wow.
So yeah, which was it's pretty damning to the whole movement, right? So be ethical about it, first of all. And if you're just
a little bit more planning.
Yeah.
we did this on like 4 days.
And 2 to 3 pairs of runners to rotate. I found out that when you were asking about how my feet were, the reason why I kept getting blisters is because I was buying the wrong size shoes. I know I'm 8.5. Yeah, and the other thing is your feet do swell. Yeah, your feet do swell quite a bit, right? So it's even go a half size bigger. Just during the day, it'll swell. Yeah, and to pack lots of bandages, pack first aid kits, pack tick remover kits, pack your stuff that you would use to your home remedies kind of stuff.
Right.
I'm not big on ibuprofen or any over-the-counter pain medication. Tylenol is like it's a last resort for us, so we do turmeric quite a bit. A turmeric tea, we just mix it in with our lemonade, and that works great, and it helps with your kidneys and all that kind of stuff as well. So
all right, I hear that bird whistling
yeah
website, and I missed that. You hear that out in Prince George quite a bit, right? So
yeah we do. This stuff stinks.
And another, you smell it?
I can smell it.
It's finally on now. You could probably
it works now, eh?
Yeah, it's finally
you
working.
see the red?
Right.
It wasn't red before that.
Okay.
So now it's like kind of fuming.
Yeah.
Another thing that they should do a little bit of training if they can.
walk to walk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
prepared to
That's
get
right.
baked in the prairies. And
Oh,
yeah, it was
then
like
the rain too, you had?
rain gear,
Yeah,
good
the
rain
rain.
gear, and
Yeah.
get the spray to redo your rain gear every once in a while to respray it and seal it.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
definitely a couple pairs of shoes so that way they bounce back. You give them time to bounce back after you walk on them for a day so you can rotate them. Your feet
I
be
would
like,
never have figured that one out. No.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm wishing for another pair right now because the other one I have is my camp shoes because they're too small, half size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting pushed because they're pushed for time here. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, can we talk again next week and only a little longer talk? I see it's getting
Yeah.
dark right now with you
Yeah.
too. It's getting hard to see you guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
that'll
we
be great.
could bring you on sooner, and I'm gonna crawl through your Facebook pages, you know that, eh?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
crawl
okay.
through them. You could check out Cameron's TikTok too. He has
I
some
will.
stuff going on there. It's Camellius18.
Camellias.
CAMILUS 18.
Okay, why that name? Can I ask?
I don't know. I just had it forever, and
Since
every
we're in high
handle.
Since you were in high
Since,
school.
yeah, since in high school, I've been using it, and it's not taken through all platforms. Whatever one I have.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
you. I hear. Boy,
Yeah.
is it
Oh, and,
ever start? It's
one-
getting dark like quick. Jeez.
Yeah. So did you tell them about the truck?
Oh no, there we go. He could see us now.
Yeah.
What-
So we had troubles with the
Oh,
truck.
yeah.
The AC wasn't working, and the windows weren't going up or down.
Yeah, like,
So
that was brutal.
my wife was like frantically calling before we left, and she found a place at like 3 p.m. the night before we're leaving, and they got us in, got the windows
I'll let you do
working,
this. I gotta check.
and they got the AC working as well. Not to the full extent, but they did get it working. Like,
Oh, okay.
and we went to church the night before, and he's like, whatever you need, we'll help you out. And the church actually helped pay for it. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
like bless them. Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
guy at the mechanics there, he knew, or we told him what we were doing because obviously you could tell with the truck, right?
Right.
And the flags and everything. Yeah, and I don't know if he's just
Everything
super
at
cost effective, but everything
Right.
was super cheap. It was less than $300, like
That's-
$250 to get the AC done and to get
The windows
the
working.
what do you call that? The harness.
Yeah, the
So,
wiring
I don't know
harness
what's
for the
called.
window. So he took the old one out and like rewired it. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's old school.
Yeah.
yeah.
Replacing the whole thing, he rebuilt it. So that's good.
Yeah.
And anybody out there in YouTube land, if you want to help out, there'll be links to Facebook and to Gmail and to the TikTok. And
Yeah.
I've been trying to learn TikTok. I'm trying. So I've been trying to post all of our news articles on
You'll
there.
get some good laughs on my TikTok.
Yeah,
I'm-
it's funny.
I'm going to use it too. And you guys, happy, well, somebody says happy hiking, but more happy healing. I don't know.
It
if
is actually quite a
Yeah.
healing journey.
healing
Thank you.
walk and
Yeah.
a lot of people
It's really great.
are affected by what's happened and are affected by your challenge to people to walk a mile
Mhm.
with you guys. So I hope everybody will do that and then post it on your Facebook would be nice too as well. If we
That
can
would
get
be
some
great.
people doing
That's
that.
very encouraging, and it's nice to
Right.
see that. Like just the interaction.
Yeah. So if anybody out there wants to support us and just do a walk, that's nice. And just post a picture on our Facebook. It's just go for a walk. His family has been
Yeah.
doing that at home. They've just been doing because they can't come and join the Cross Canada. They just
Right.
go for a walk at home and they'll send us a picture.
Okay.
And that's amazing.
You guys are amazing, and thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much for doing this. And I can't wait to talk to you again a little longer, if you
Yeah.
don't mind, next week. So
Yeah. If you know anyone in Ottawa, we'll be there.
I do actually know a couple of people in Ottawa, and we have a couple of members from the crew here in Ottawa. So maybe we'll try to do so. When are you going to be in Ottawa, you think?
2
I
weeks,
don't
I'm
know
thinking.
Justin personally, like he didn't give me his cell number, but he gave everybody else the cell number. He doesn't want me calling him.
Oh,
Yeah. So the Sergeant Alana,
yeah.
Sergeant Alana Morris said, "Do you expect to do anything in Ottawa?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "I'll be there." And
Oh,
I
that
don't
would
know
be
what they're
nice.
doing.
If we could
It-
get a group
this-
of people to just show up, maybe, I don't know, where
Yeah.
would you go? Parliament Hill? Would you?
yeah, Parliament Hill.
It smells like my food's burning.
Okay.
So,
Bye,
yeah.
guys. Bye, Cameron. Bye,
Have a
Charity.
good night. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you for giving us an update. Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.